Hello everybody, I'm Raphael Perry, and it's time once again for some more Planescape Torment. Alright, now, let's take a moment here to look over things.
Just look natural. Casual.
Alright, Mort. So, we are looking for Farod, and we were told to talk to other collectors over to the west. But I'd also like to reconnect this back up to the marketplace. There's a few different things I want to do, right?
I'm gone.
But, yeah. Let's head off through this archway over here. And let's talk to some collectors. This man is draped in filthy, tattered brown robes, a long hood concealing most of his face from view. Greetings. You see his eyes narrow under his hood and he takes a step back. What do you want? What are you doing? I'm looking for some damn bodies is what I'm trying to do. But you'd think the dead powers had packed up their kit and left the plains the way But you'd think the dead powers had packed up and left the plains the way people are staying healthy and all. There's a sudden gleam in his eyes. We had a pox last month and it was a glorious time. It was bodies stinking to high heavens and plenty of drink to be had too. Why are you looking for bodies? He looks surprised. Why, you all the blighters up to the mortuary. There you talk to the dusties, haggle a little and get a few bits of jink. Why do the dustmen buy the bodies? They gather the dead. It's their job. They pay us to cover more area and bring any bodies we find to them. Then they make sure that the blighter's body gets to its proper place or gets cremated. They're all serious about it. They're balmy philosophy, but it just means more drink for me. He winks. So where do they get the money from? Oh, now there's a thought. Wait, no, because they buy out. They sell the dustman contracts, but don't buy them. So, What is this place? He frowns at you. You're in the hive, of course. Dirtiest bit in all the sigil. Where are you from, Cutter? You from a prime or something? No, that's all I wish to know for now. So he can't tell me where to look for Farod. Isn't there a way up? No, that's not up. That is odd. Okay. So obviously here I'm looking for new conversation options. This man is draped in filthy, tattered brown robes, a long hood concealing most of his face from view. Greetings. No, it seems to be the same conversation. Okay. Well, we'll keep looking then. So we're going up this ramp onto this little wooden platform here. There's a man whistling. Let's go talk to him. This man is whistling a cheerful tune and playing with a well-kept fighting knife. As you approach him, he stops whistling and gives you a curious look. What you want? Well, I've got plenty of questions. My name's Ratbone, Cutter. I'm a thief for hire in the employer's share grave, the boss of the collectors you see around this square. He pays me mostly to learn his lads to be real quiet like, and how to fight if they run into a tight spot of trouble. That's likely the only question I'll answer for you, Cutter. He sniffs and shrugs. Where's this sharegrave fellow? He nods towards the large, dilapidated house beside him. Careful through, Cutter. He don't like visitors. He's right suspicious of everyone. Sharegrave's not his real name, just what me and some of the others calls him. I'm looking for a man called Farrod. Do you know where he is? Ratbone shakes his head. Nay, I don't. Heard he's nearby though. Some of his lads come running through at times, making for some hidey hole that's, well, who knows where. Somewhere up around those elevated platforms, I bet. It's none of me business. He shrugs and spits on the ground. Live and let live, says Ratbone. You said you were a thief for hire. Can you train me? Sure, for a spot of drink. Been trained before? No, I haven't. That's fine. I'm going to cuff you now, so dodge it. He suddenly swings his open hand at your head. Try and dodge. You avoid Ratbone's blow. Not bad, cutter. Now, about that spot of drink. 50 commons and all, and I'll... 50 commons and I'll see you trained right up. Well, sounds good. There you go. I mean, I've got plenty there. You knows you got to stop doing whatever you're doing now, right? You can't be a warrior or whatnot and a thief. Are you alright with that, cutter? Well, yeah, I suppose so. Let's get to it then. What I'm going to learn you here are a thief's 6 best bloods. Sneaking about, hiding, picking locks and pockets, finding and removing traps, and my favourite, stabbing plucky Burks in the back. Well, while I'm quite familiar with all these skills from first and later on second edition, hey, let's let him explain it to us. Sneaking about, hiding in shadows and moving real quiet like is right handy. Better a live git than a dead cutter, eh? Not only do you stay out of harm's way, if you does want to stick someone, you got the upper hand right off. But I'll tell you more about that later. Keep in your mind though, you can't go sneaking if someone's already looking at you. Alright, yeah, that makes sense. Picking pockets and locks is a good thing too. Supplement the old income and such. Just be ready to run if you get caught picking a pocket, and always check for traps if you're picking a suspicious lock. If you're going to look for traps, just check the area over nice and slow. Sometimes it'll take you a moment or two to see them. Go on. If you does find a trap, use your skills to disarm the blighted thing. It's a lot like picking a puzzle lock, really. Go on. The last thing I'll learn you is the backstab. Ratbone sighs happily. If you manages to sneak up on a bugger and you wants to start a row, just attack the sod from behind. You got a much better chance of hitting him, and wow, when you do, it hits harder. Alright, let's get to the training then. Ratbone nods. Alright, cutter. First off, you got to relax. You're too tense. You're going to have to let your instincts take over at times and trust your hunches. And so your training as a thief begins. Let's learn all we can.
Updated my journal.
After a long period of training, Ratbone nods at your satisfaction. I must say, cutter, never have I runs across a faster learner. I'd almost say you've done this all before. As Ratbone speaks, you come to realise that you have done this before. But at one time you possessed all these skills, and the training has reawakened them. Perhaps I have, Ratbone, and simply forgot. Thanks and farewell.
I feel stronger.
So, our nameless one has changed class. He has become a thief, but he's gained a lot of experience points, and that's going to get 1250, 2500. That's going to get him up to 3rd level quite easily. So let's do that. You'll notice he's kept his fighter Thaco, interestingly, because he's dual classing essentially, which was something only humans could do. However, the nameless levels a bit differently to normal characters. Now, he was a 4th level fighter, and while he gains 1 ability score point every level, he's only going to get that at new levels. So he went up to 4th level as a fighter. Level 5 will be where his next ability score point is. He will be getting an extra hit point every level for the thief levels, and he's going to get some points to put in thief skills, also different saving throws. Alright, what have we got? 40 points, 4 skills. I don't just want to put 10 in each. So, I'll put 4 in each for starters. Now these are also governed by dexterity. Now, we do want our detect traps to get significantly higher. And we'll put a point in stealth, 2 in pickpockets, open doors. So, pick locks and detect traps are the main skills we want to be putting points into. There we go. I'll leave it at that for now, and we'll get extra skill points every level. Also, if we increase dexterity, there's a dexterity based modifier on these that can get higher. Alright, so we have a new class. Now, do we have a weapon that cannot be used by thieves? Fighters and thieves. Okay, no, these are all good. We can't use the battle axe anymore. That's okay. We'll have to just live with that. Now, we have been told Sharegrave's inside there, but he's very paranoid at the moment. And we didn't really get to finish looking around the Smouldering Corpse bar. Let's have a little look around this area ourselves. There's a hut around here which I definitely want to go into later. Yellow Fingers. Well, hello, you've got a name. This weaselly looking fellow is skulking about the garbage like a tattered shadow. Seeing you and Mort, he beckons you over. Sst! Hey, Skull! Hey, the skull! Where'd you get the skull, eh? Me skull it is! Give it back to me! Mort turns to the hiver. Pike off! Who are you? Skull's mine! Mine, eh? Give it to me! I'll forget you stole it! He mumbles, his narrowed eyes darting. If you can prove to me the skull's yours, then I'll give it to you. It's only fair. He stares at you for a moment like you're addled. It's piking mine! Talking proof, don't know nothing. Gives me the skull back, nows! This is not your skull. You're calling me a liar, eh? Skull's mine! Mine! He mumbles for a moment, eyes rolling and darting. You ever thief spitting lies? I'll gut ya! Touch me and you'll be regretting it a few moments before you die. The man glances at you, eyes narrow. He doesn't look too sure of his chances. He mumbles a bit, but doesn't do anything. Me skull. You're a thief. A thief. Stealing. Who are you? Skull's mine. Mine, eh? Give it to me. I'll forget you stole it. He mumbles, his eyes darting. Well, give it to me. I'll forget you stole it. How about I buy the skull from you? Is that fair? His eyes narrow, his lips pulling away from crooked stained teeth in a twisted sneer. Skull's skull. A lot of jink. You can pay? Means a lot to me, that skull. Mort spins to face you. Chief, don't give this trash anything! The man hisses angrily at Mort. Is that any way to talk to me, your owner? Mort turns to the man. I wasn't talking to you, ass for brains! When I talk to you, you'll know, because I'll be grunting and snorting so you can understand what I'm saying. The man turns to you, teeth bared and angrier than ever. Oh, it's gonna cost to settle the matter. How about 50 coppers? Hey, that'll settle it between us. He sneers horribly. Steal from me again, though. I'm floating with the biggest idiot in the multiverse! And what, Yellow Fingers? Steal from me and you'll do what? Steal from you and you'll do what? Never you mind. There'll be trouble, you can be sure. Trouble. Don't make the mistake of presuming I paid you out of fear or weakness. You could end up dead. He narrows his eyes but says nothing more. He looks uneasy. Sod you then. You suddenly notice that Yellowfingers is standing too close to you and that his hand darts out as if trying to pick your purse. Let's observe the attempt carefully. You watch closely as Yellowfinger's deft fingers slide into your coin purse and out again, probably with several coins in their grasp. Despite the quickness of it all, there is a certain familiarity to it, and you're certain you could do the same with a little practice. Grab his hand. You grab his hand. Yellowfingers looks startled. Hey! Hey! What are you doing? Let go! He struggles but can't break your grip. We don't want to kill him, but we want to make him feel it. You were robbing me. I'm gonna kill you. Hey! Hey! Now hold on! Mistake! Mistake! We can settle this without bringing the dead book into it. I'll spare your life for some information. He nods vigorously. Yes, yes, ask. Questions, go. Tell me where the man named Farod is. Eh? He looks uncomfortable. That's dangerous chant. Farod it is. A little jink goes a long way, eh? You seem to forget your circumstances. Tell me now. Aye, well, I know his case ain't here, up top, but it's close by, just hid. He's here and there, always moving about. Must have somewheres he can go, comes and goes though. Got to be a body round here who knows where a hole is, but it ain't me. I think you're lying. Spill the chant or I'll kill you. Hey, he licks his lips and looks around. No, hey, there's a gate, eh? Look towards the northwest corner of the square. I'm betting that's where that old serpent is holed up. Don't know how to get past the gate though. Get out of here and never let me see you again. Wonder where that old ghoul is up to. Alright. We got ourselves into a bit of trouble there. I think we'd better leave. We shouldn't even talk to Nod. Because we could pursue Farod, but I also want to is it this one? Nope. I want to speak to, I believe it's Initiate Norokj, or no, Emmerich, isn't it? Because he is investigating Farod as well. Yes, Initiate Emmerich. So I should definitely look into that, especially now that I'm building experience for a new character class. I also want to go back to the Smouldering Corpse Bar. I want to finish investigating the marketplace. I didn't really get to look at that very much, so there's lots of things I want to do.
I'm gone.
I'm not particularly sure in what order though. So let's go talk to this man over here. You see a man who's looking around at the buildings with some confusion. He looks lost and is mumbling to himself. Greetings. The man looks relieved. At last! I beg your indulgence, good sir. I seem to have gotten turned around in this maze of streets. He chuckles uncomfortably. I'm afraid this area of the city is somewhat... He glances around apprehensively. Unknown to me. The residents seem most unwilling to extend aid to a visitor. He looks at you hopefully. Could I prevail upon you to help me, perchance? Depends what kind of help you need, really. I seek the house of my Aunt Margaret. She is reported to dwell in a house close to the mortuary. But the street layout seems to have changed since I visited last. Do you know the house of which I speak? No, I'm afraid I've never heard of such a place. The man frowns in disappointment. I suppose it would have been too much good fortune to hope that you would know of such a place. He nods slightly in thanks. Well, I thank you for your time, good sir. It is most welcome on these streets. Oh well, maybe if I find Margaret's house I can tell you where it is. Maybe it is your own pickpocketing skill that causes you to be on your guard, but as you turn to leave, you instinctively check your purse and notice the man removing his hand from it. He doesn't seem to know you saw him, however. Let's bait him into pickpocketing again and observe his technique. So all about the extra experience points here. You engage the man in light conversation and secretly study his movements. The man seems to rely on two things. One, pretending to be a high-class citizen out of his element to lower the target's guard, and two, distracting the man by having the victim point out directions. When the victim turns to point at a street or landmark, the man skims the mark's purse and tucks into his own conveniently long sleeves. You make a mental note of his technique, just as he makes another grab for your purse, and now we grab his hand. Your hand snaps out and wraps around his wrist in a crushing grip. The man gives a yelp and desperately tries to yank free. Quietly. Stop struggling, or I'm keeping the hand. There must be something in your tone, because he stops struggling instantly. He seems to wilt beneath your gaze. Return what you stole to me. Now. He nods and begins to empty his pockets. He gives you a handful of coins, far more than he stole from you, and the total must come to a few dozen copper commons. No, you keep the rest. I only want what you stole from me. He looks at you in surprise, as if you're tricking him. Then he shrugs and puts the excess back in his pockets. We're even. Now I never want to see you again. Understand? He nods. Let him go, then leave. We could punch him. No, yeah, punch him, just to make sure he understands. Your punch smashes into his jaw and sends him sprawling across the cobblestones. Cupping his jaw with his hands, he groans and staggers to his feet. It looks like you knocked some of his teeth out. Now get out of here. And he's gone hostile for a moment. As he runs away. So, at this point, now that we have thief levels, we can actually go back to Porphyron and train as a warrior again. Or we can go back to the chap who trained us in the other area, to the west, and he can train us to be a thief. So we can literally change character classes rather quickly, just like the voice actor's other character in the show The Pretender, which he was still filming at the time that he made this game. Oh hey, there's Molt. We'll talk to him at some point. I don't think Fleece ever stops running around in this area. What's this? Vines with black leaves. The stems look extremely sharp. And what is this? Okay, no, that's just them. Here's a bloke called Marv, and he seems to want our attention. He said, "Psst, hey you!" Let's talk to Marv. Your first impression of Marv is that he needs a long bath, preferably away from any creature that has any sense of smell. You can almost see the stench waft from his body in sinister yellow tendrils. He motions towards you frantically in an effort to get you to come over and talk to him. We'll approach this person and hear what he has to say. Not that we have much of a sense of smell as a dead person anyway. Apparently we do. A look of excitement crosses his face as you approach. Thank you for your stopping. Me name is Marv, and I've a favour to ask of you. Like Fraser Crane, I'm listening. 'Tis a matter of life or death. I must be delivering this here box, or it'd be me head for sure. 'Tis me bad luck that I twisted me leg something fierce. So, will you help me out by delivering this here box for me? Yeah, alright, I'll deliver the box for you. Marv slowly takes out a small box from within the recesses of his ragged clothing. For the briefest of moments, you see a look of regret cross his face. Then it's gone, as he looks at you and hands you the box. A slight shimmering surrounds the box as both you and Ma touch it. A sigh of relief is heard as Ma releases the box into your care. Oh, that sounds like it's cursed. What now? It's been needing to be delivered to Kuatra. He can usually be found somewhere down in the southeastern section of the hive. Oh, unless you try to say I didn't warn you, whatever happens, don't open the box! And don't leave the hive with the box. Now, be off with you. I'll be back when I've delivered the box. Farewell.
Updated my journal.
And he runs off laughing. Yeah, that doesn't seem bad at all, does it? Almost like there's a bomb in the box. What is in the box? Ornate box. This appears to be it's not the severed head of Gwyneth Paltrow. I still haven't seen that film. I honestly first heard a reference to that in like one of the sessions on RPGMP3.com. Was it one of the world's largest dungeon sections? No, I don't think it was. I think it might have been one of the that city by the guy who did a lot of third edition stuff. That adventure. No, because Hal was there and he said, "Is it the severed head of Gwyneth Paltrow in a box?" Which I think means he wasn't the GM. Which I can't remember which session it was now. Anyway, this appears to be a small wooden box. Intricate designs etched in gold adorn the box. At one time, this box would have been worth enough to be displayed at any aristocrat's estate. However, years of neglect have taken their toll and it appears to be falling apart. If not for the large ruby mounted on the front of the box, it would be worthless. Feelings of dread seem to emanate from the box. Yeah, that's not a good sign. We better be extremely careful then. Hey, so didn't we have a hammer? We got the battle axe. Okay, well let's... So we wanted to go southeast and we're currently northwest. If we loop back through the marketplace, we can explore, right? Your girls will make me feel like a man?
Done.
I imagine that won't be cheap. Yes, and we do not wish to speak to the Abishai. Demons and devils are best dealt with rarely and not on their own terms. So that door can be opened, and we don't see one in it. A Githzerai townsperson. Well, we have a Githzerai in the party now. Maybe we should... No. Let's not talk to one of them just yet. But there's a nice big portcullis here. And a building we can explore. Brasken. Who's Brasken? I don't know. Ooh, there's a chest there we could rob. Let's say hello to Brasken. Actually, he might not like us being in his house. We have no reason to be here. Let's bugger off quick before we get into trouble.
All right.
There are many... Uh-oh. Mort!
What's up?
What have you done?
Endure.
Alright.
In enduring, grow strong.
Slattern. Yeah?
Let's have another one.
You know, if I gotta slam my eyeballs against you one more second, I can
Seems
appease you.
true.
Sure, why not?
And we insult him as well to get him off dak'kon's back. Hey, you want fighting? Get him there.
Damn. I'm gone.
Alright. Fight's over. Oh, and hey!
Huh? Good as done.
I hear your words. Your path is mine.
So...
I'm gone.
Now that we have the Rat's Tail Charms, which can be used by a thief, let's just give dak'kon things to carry. Because his carrying capacity is the highest in the party. Yeah, he can carry that for a bit. But we now have all these dirty rat charms, which will increase stealth skill. So that's... Did they combine hide in shadows with silent move? I think they might have done. Pickpocket, -1 to charisma. So we're not going to get too much use out of this, but we'll keep him around. For now though, let's keep exploring. Creedon. Hello, Creedon. Who are you? Oh, wait. Yeah, sorry. Bye. Hang on. No. We'll fight afterwards. It's fine. This foul-looking man is quick to notice he's caught your attention. In moments, he's upon you, hawking his wares. He carries a long wooden pole. Dozens of skinned and cooked rats dangle from it. As he speaks, he gestures to them with a broad, filth-encrusted hand, smiling a yellowed, snaggle-toothed grin all the while. Oi, Cutter! How you doing there? What sort of delicious ratsies are you interested in this fine day? Let's examine the ratsies for a moment. Each rat has been skinned and gutted, their feet and tails removed. They dangle from a pole by hooks punched through their necks. As you examine the various manners in which they have been prepared, you realise their heads are slightly misshapen. A bulbous knot of bone protrudes from each cranium, covered in whorls, because someone apparently can't spell whirls, that give it the appearance of brain tissue. Those are strange-looking rats. Oh, you got a keen eye there, Cutter. All I sell is brain vermin, I do. I'm sure you'll find they've got a much nicer flavour than your usual rat. Quite nice, really. He proffers them up to you once more, waving the pole before your face enticingly. The rats sway to and fro, hooked like tiny sides of beef. Brain vermin? Aye, Cutter. Brain vermin. Foul creatures they are. Now, your normal rats, they just eat stored goods and multiply, spreading disease and all that a nuisance, really. No more. Your cranium rat, though, brain vermin, what I go after, they're just trouble. When you get more than an handful of little pikers together, they start to go smart on you. Sometimes real smart. Yeah, so these are brain rats. Brain rats were a monster that didn't really exist in 1st edition. They were added in 2nd edition. And they have a kind of collective hive mind intelligence, where rather than the common fact in humans where as the size of a crowd grows, its average intelligence disproportionately decreases, brain rats, when they put their minds together, grow in intelligence to the point where actually they become capable of casting spells and producing magical effects. They become more intelligent? Sure as I'm standing here before you, they do. If I ran across any more than 2 score of them, I'd flee from the case through like that. He snaps to emphasise a point. Like that I would. You get that many of them in a pack, why, they get smart as a man, they do. Go on. Here's my best advice for you, Cutter. If you're bent on catching brain vermin, stick to small packs. A dozen or so at most. But I'll tell you, he steps closer, his breath fetid in your face, and speaks in a hushed tone. You run into more than that. More than a couple of dozen. You run like you're in the shadow of the lady. He backs away from you again. Why? What is there to fear? Sorcery, Cutter. Sorcery. You gets enough of those little fiends into a space, they gain all sorts of odd powers. Makes a basher's brain pour out his ears, they will. Downright frightening. It's just wrong, I tell you. That's why Sigil's so eager to be rid of them, the bounty and all. Wait, there's a bounty? Someone pays for rats' tails? Because I noticed you've cut all the tails and feet off them. That's right, Cutter. There's a Burke in the Office of Vermin and Disease Control, name a Lord, who pays a bounty on them. A copper head, tail it is, eh? But they gotta be brain vermin. They do, not just ordinary rats. Tell me more about this Lort fellow. His name's Phineas. Phineas Lort. Think he was some sort of high up, he was. Put down by his rivals and stuck here in the arse end of Sigil. The Burke sits there all alone in all the night and day, it seems, waiting for folk to bring in tales and paying them a bounty. You know the best part? Poor sod must be allergic to rats, because he's always got a huge rash going. Yo-ho-ho! Powers be praised, I ain't that fella. Well, no, that'd make your job rather difficult, wouldn't it? Any idea why that would happen to him? Well, he's right chatty, he is. He'll rattle his bone box for hours on, just how smart he is and the like. Mayhap that's got something to do with it, he shrugs. Perhaps I'll go speak to him. Farewell. He touches your arm. I see you're leaving, Cutter, but before you go, would you like a nice, delicious ratsy? One for the road, you might say? No thanks. There's people who want to fight me. Mort!
What?
Get their attention, please.
She has the personality of a patch of brains.
I will hear you.
Twice as ugly.
Now,
What's
getting
up, Chief?
backstabs in this game is actually pretty difficult in my experience. I don't believe I've ever succeeded.
You gotta face down your sledgehammer component. And has
I think you need to be hiding, successfully hiding, and behind the target,
blathering idiot.
which is a lot of conditions, really. Oh, hey, you two, do you want to, like, fight this guy? Yeah.
What's the word, Chief? Good as done.
Right.
I'm gone.
Nothing there. Let's go inside and see if we can meet one Phineas Lort. Alright. Oh, he's a fat little bugger, isn't he? Phineas T. Lort the 39th. Okay, they really should stop giving him the same name by that point. You see a squat man with rash-covered skin and several pustules covering his face. His clothes seem to mark him as some sort of an official, but they are dirty, wrinkled, and covered with rat's hair. As you watch, he idly scratches himself with his stubby fingers. Greetings. Ah! The little man shrieks and jumps, startled. Clutching his heart, he takes a deep breath and pushes his spectacles up to his rash-ridden nose. Yes? Yes! And what is it I can do for you? He scratches his nose and looks you up and down, studying your scars. I have little or nothing in the till, so you'll have to come to... If you've come to plunder the premises, this locale is ill-chosen. I'm not here to plunder the premises. Who are you? I am the respected Phineas T. Lort the 39th, in charge of this hive branch of the Office for Vermin and Disease Control. It is my distinguished privilege, he scratches his chest and puffs up, to inform you that we, in the bureaucratic sense of the word, we, meaning to encompass the Sigil bureaucracy as a whole, are accepting bounties on all manner of vermin and strays that infest the... He scratches again. Fair streets of Sigil, hub of the multiverse, and all the city which sits at the centre of all beings, the city by which all other cities are measured. Right, so you mentioned bounties.
Updated my journal.
Yes, yes, we, in the bureaucratic sense of the word we, meaning to encompass vestigial bureaucracy as a whole, are accepting tangible proof of the eradication of brain vermin, aka cranium rats, from the hive area, where they have clustered quite thickly for the past many years, as a recent census of the vermin population has shown. I am empowered by the Sigilian bureaucracy to pay a bounty of, he puffs up dramatically, 1 copper coin per cranium rat delivered to my branch office. Yeah, I almost said copper coin. I don't think I got away with it. Cranium rat? Cranium rats are a species of vermin that become more intelligent the more of them are in close proximity to each other. 1 cranium rat alone is but a nuisance that chews at boards and burrows into food, but 5, 10 or more of their intelligence grows until it surpasses even the intelligence of one such as myself. Scratches, then sniffs disdainfully. I imagine that 2 or 3 cranium rats might be enough to outwit you, sir. How many cranium rats are in Sigil? More than enough to last the bounty hunter a lifetime, perhaps several. I have some other questions, just in case you're capable of answering them. And your questions would be, can I ask you anything about Farod? No more questions. Farewell. Can I? Oh, I can open that door. Whatever's beyond it might be private. Part of his offices, right? What have we got here? This pan stinks of blood and dead rat, probably where he chops off the tails. Hey, there's something I could open there. Probably best when he's not looking. Okay. This board has a number of rat tails pinned to it. So he's collecting evidence, just in case any sort of inspector comes down here to see what he's doing. Alright, so now we know there's a bounty on brain rat tails. We can bring them here.
Done.
If ever we get some. The monument, this monument looks similar to the one outside the mortuary. There are no identifying marks on it either. Hey. You see a Devas. It is dressed in long, flowing robes and is floating slightly above the ground. Greetings. It turns to face you and a series of symbols appear above its head. The symbols have a slight glow about them and they just hover there. dak'kon, can you translate what it's saying? dak'kon nods. Ask him who he is. The Devas inclines his head slightly and a stream of symbols appears above his head. What did he say, dak'kon? It says that it's a Devas. Oh, I've just remembered I was going for a slight Ian Glenn voice for dak'kon. I'll have to remember that. Can you ask it some more questions? dak'kon nods. Ask him what he's doing. A batch of symbols appears above the Devas' head. What did he say, dak'kon? It says that it is attending to its duties. Can you ask it some more questions? dak'kon nods. Ask him to tell us about... No, we don't know about Fel yet, so that's bad to mention. Never mind, let's leave for now. The Devas bows slightly. Symbols swirl around its head and then it turns away. Okay, we'll take that. There is a merchant up here who can buy some of our crap, so we should probably do that while we're here. There's iron nails. Iron nails? Yep. Alright, merchant. You seller of weapons. Oh, let's take some of these bracelets off, because it's for rings he doesn't buy. Well, met again, Cutter. Come to buy some of the finest steel in Sigil, have you? Well, I'll rather sell you a batch of useless junk, to be honest. But you know how it is, right? Now, this is mostly being done to clear out space. Do we have one of those already? I don't think we need this. This is just a rusty dagger. It's not going to be very useful. Oh, but we should try and keep... Wait, I'm just checking that that was white because I had moused over it. Okay, Mort, you can sell a dagger because dak'kon's got one. We should also find some time to study the unbroken circle of Zerfamon, because it's very interesting, but not right now. So, Smouldering Corpse Bar, the Dustman Bar, and where else do we want to go? Oh yeah, I know. So we are going this way. Oh, also, we should talk to... never mind, we'll come back through again. Actually, if we come through the Valley of Dangerous Angles, that will work out perfectly. So, a nice thing about this adventure is we do get to see a lot of the city, find our way around, and get a good sense of where everything is. You know, we get to learn the layout of the place.
Done.
There's a collector. These guys are probably get aggressive any moment and try and attack us. If past experience has taught me anything. Or maybe these ones. No, let's just get inside quick before anyone decides it's a good idea to pick a fight with us. Because we have
Done.
people to meet here. Yeah. Let's talk to this chap, Ignace. It's like Alice, but not like Alice. Who the fuck is Ignace? There's a Roy Chubby Brown reference for you. You see a trim, muscular man dressed in clothing that is comparatively drab and mundane compared to most of the outfits you've seen in this city. He carries himself with an air of supercilious arrogance. He also looks dramatically out of place. "What do you want?" he asks. Who are you?" "I am Ignace, warrior of renown. Surely you have heard of me?" In all truth, no." "Can it truly be? Can it truly be that none in this town have heard of me or my exploits? Alas, I shall have to prove myself all over again. And here I had thought my fame had spread across the world." What world are you from? I would have put the emphasis on what, but the emphasis is on are. "I come from the city of Alaburn on the River Tame. Surely you have heard of its glories and wonders. No matter. This place is benighted and ignorant when it comes to the splendors of truths. It is. I am told that my land is what is called a prime by the denizens of this city, though a prime of what I don't know." How did you get here? "I was chasing my old foe, the villainous life-shade Tir Tanalel." He pauses, waiting for acknowledgement, and then continues. "He conjured his demonic magic and opened himself a doorway and hurled himself through it. Before he could flee me entirely, I threw myself after him, and I found myself here." That sounds like quite an adventure. I had other questions for you. What knowledge do you seek? What can you tell me about this place? "I do not know. When I arrived here, I realized I needed a place to regain my bearings. Imagine my shock at discovering that even a simple tavern in this part of the world is populated by the eccentrics and crazies. I have truly been transported into a madhouse. It certainly seems that way sometimes. I'd like to ask a few more questions. What knowledge would you seek? Who are the patrons of this tavern? I have met only the elderly Ignace, who has been instructing me in the ways of the city and the plains. My foe's spell must have catapulted us far across the world, for I know of no plains near our former location. Planes, as in planes of existence. They are planes of the imagination, of thought and belief. They are not physical prairies or grasslands, but other dimensions. A look of confusion passes across his face. I understand. What the old man said is starting to make sense. Excuse me, I must think this over. Farewell. Farewell indeed, Ignace. You have a long way to go. Let's offload some more of this junk. On to our companion here. We'll give him the axe because it's heavy. Oh, I feel an annoying itch in my nose as if I need to sneeze, but I don't think I do need to sneeze. And we're back to number watching again, I see. How is... Okay, yeah, dak'kon still has quite a way to go in terms of experience. And so does Mort. Alright. We'll probably level before dak'kon, then dak'kon will hit a fighter level, then Mort will hit a fighter level, then dak'kon will probably hit his next magic user level. Let's talk to this Barkis fella. I don't know why we need to walk all the way around. It should... Oh. You see a leather-skinned man with just a hint of ashen colour to his face. His teeth seem sharper than normal and his eyes are filled with a boredom that comes from having seen too much. His voice is nasal and clipped. You again, eh? What do you want this time? You again? What do you mean? Yeah, you again. You got a hearing problem or something now? You was in here about 15 years ago. Got all bubbed up, smashed up the place and left a pile of coin but wasn't enough to pay for the damages. So you plucked out your own bleeding eyeball and tells me that you'll be back to reclaim it when you got 200 coins together. With 15 years of interest, you got about 500 coins. You got the jink, pal? I got your eye. 500? Alright. Here you go. It's a deal. He produces a darkened, wax-stoppered, wide-mouthed bottle from his pocket. You hear the sound of liquid sloshing around inside it, along with a heavier, squishier noise. Opening it, the stench of some sort of preservative agent nearly makes you gag. Floating in the Viscid Amok is an eyeball. You better figure out what you want to do with that. Now you've exposed it to the air, you might as well put a pickled egg in the jar for all the good it'll do you. Make up your mind, Cutter. Pickled egg or not. Tear out your eyeball and place this one in the socket. Well, that's an experience you don't get in most other games, isn't it? With a moment's hesitation, you reach into your socket and pop your eye into the palm of your hand. The bartender helpfully severs the optic nerve and directs your hand into the jar of goo that sits on the bar. You deposit your eye in the preservative, wrap your fingers around the old one and slide it into your empty socket. The pain of this entire operation is incredible! After a moment, though, you can feel the optic nerve reattaching itself to this new eye, and suddenly you are hit by a flash of memory, which we will now absorb. A vast expanse of chaotic, ever-changing wasteland stretching before you. A group of humanoid vultures plummeting towards you, cruel weapons ready to strike, and your own shining blade clutched tightly in your fist. 3 toughs surround you in the colours of an enemy you can't quite place, long daggers clutched in their hands, and the light glints cruelly from their exposed teeth. You glance at your scarred hands and know that soon they'll be covered in blood. Weren't these two in the intro? An enormous frog-like creature comes bounding over, through, and under chaos stuff, headed for you with a mouth full of teeth. You hurl your javelin through the shifting matter and pin the creature to a sudden stone plinth. You have recalled some of your lost fighting skills. Let's ask some more questions of Barkis and blink a few times to help the eye get settled in place. Hurry it up, will you? I got paying customers. Right. What is this place? Didn't you see the sign out front? Didn't you see the Burke burning over the furnace when you came in? It's the smouldering corpse cutter. Best damn bubhouse in Sigil. At least, it's the best damn bubhouse in this part of the Hive, which makes it one of the best in Sigil. Hell, they got fancy places with plants and such in the ladies' ward, and they got fiendish taverns sorted around the rest of the Hive, but none of them got the character of the smouldering corpse bar. Who is the corpse anyway? Him? Ignace. He used to be a flame wizard, burned down places of the Hive and got himself scragged by a bunch of other mages. You want to know more about him? Go talk to Drusilla down there by the door. Alright, you know, I've already done that, but let's just talk about a few other things. What can you tell me of the patrons here? I don't make it a point to interfere with the lives of the people who give me their hard-earned jink unless they ask me to. So, over there is Kandra Planewalker. He's a good one to talk to about any planewalking questions you might have. He's been pretty much everywhere. Down there is Ignace, an old harmonium basher. Don't hold that against him, and a tout. He's got a good heart in him and he knows Sigil up and down. Them fiends over there, Aethelgrin and Tegarin, word of advice, don't deal with them. They might be low rankers in the fiend hierarchy, but they're still fiends. And then you got Illquicks over there, not trustworthy, and some mercy killers looking for some poor sod. dak'kon the Giftserai is a mystery to me. Don't know much about him. He don't talk much. Finally, you interested in earning some free bub? Yeah, probably. There's a bubber over against the far wall, hanging about in the shadows, who's been trying to work up her courage to slip out without covering her tab. I want you to go and make sure she don't do that. You do it, you got free bub here for life. Alright, I'll do it. I'll let you know when I'm done.
I feel stronger.
And we got a level. So we're racking up the experience points here, while our companions are flagging behind significantly. Again, this game does have main character syndrome, and hey, that's different. Neutral good. Not bad. Okay, so we want to be good at finding traps and opening locks. Pop one there, one there. And pop a point in there so it doesn't lag behind too much. Now, it would be nice to start getting some experience for our companions again, but I'm sure we'll have plenty of opportunities. We're only talking another, what, 2.5, so about 5,000 for dak'kon to hit another level, by which point we will be hitting level 5, which we'd never made as a fighter. Interesting, if we swap back over to fighter, I don't know if we'll go back to the 14,000 experience we're on, or go back down to like 8,000 needed for... Oh wait, no, it's like 16. So... Well, you know what I mean. We were close to leveling, and I'm not sure if it tracks the experience values separately or just assigns us an appropriate value. However, I'm thinking this is a reasonably good time to end the episode. I hope you've all enjoyed this one, and I will look forward to seeing you all in the next one. I'll say bye-bye for now, and cheerio!